Yo, welcome back. Return of the Mac podcast, episode 94.
Yeah.
M.A.C. Moss, Andrew Carr. What's good with you, gentlemen?
We are back.
Nothing much, man.
On the fat.
Another week, another short week. Shout outs to Easter. Happy Easter. If you're listening to this right now, probably just passed. Hope you guys enjoyed your Easter. Are y'all doing anything for Easter? Y'all got kids and stuff?
I'm going to go to church.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
I'm going to go to church.
That's beautiful.
Going with my parents tomorrow, too.
Quite some time. So,
I probably won't be attending church, but I got Easter egg hunts and family gatherings and whatnot to attend. So
You said these with an S on the end. It sounds like you got a busy day tomorrow.
I think it's gonna be a couple Easter egg hunts we're gonna have to go to.
going down.
Stuff like that. So hey, it'll be fun. I'm not actually doing any hunting. I might have to hide some eggs or something here and there, but
You big ass little kid. I don't believe you.
what?
You're definitely gonna find some eggs.
No, man, I'm gonna help my daughter probably. I'll help her out, but she's really good. Like she's competitive, so she's gonna be trying to get them all. So I'm not really. I don't think she needs much assistance. I think my niece will probably need more assistance because she's real. I don't know, chill, relax. So she'll probably do it like she grocery shopping or something, just walking around. Here's an egg,
I respect that.
Here's an egg, throw it in there.
There ain't no competition. I'm just
No,
doing my thing.
she gonna get her a few eggs. I'm gonna have to end up telling Lily maybe you should split some with her because you got a lot. So yeah, it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be a day.
That's what's up.
Does your daughter still do anything for Easter? Or is she too cool now?
Too cool for school, man. Too cool for anything. She just play games all day.
By herself?
Yeah.
Sounds like a dream.
Such a loner.
I respect that.
Such a loner, man.
Sounds
Get out the
dream.
house more. It's terrible.
That was me as a kid, though. I could just chill by myself. No big
This is how it is when you have no siblings.
No
It's
big
just,
deal.
Right? Yeah.
You just do your thing.
Yeah. It's different, but when you got siblings, the motherfuckers get on your nerves all the time. Though. Like, man, just get out. Leave me alone.
Yeah, you want that alone time.
Yeah. It's definitely a balance. I watched a wild documentary. Y'all see the Seaspiracy shit?
I seen the
Netflix?
preview. I ain't watch it yet though.
It's pretty good, man. It really fucks up your perspective on just people in general and
The world's fucked up, bro.
the people of the world are fucked up.
I mean, sure.
Man, people need to be eradicated at some point. Probably. It's wild
Baby
how
Hitler over here.
it's wild how destructive we are when it comes to everything on this world knows its place as far as in the food chain and as long as all of that stuff stays the same or everybody knows their role, then the world operates just fine. But the problem is humans don't really know that shit.
Come and fuck that shit
We
up.
always try to get involved in something or just so the thing about the documentary is that there's a problem with the ocean in general, pollution, and then more so than pollution killing the fish, it's about mass fishing or whatever that shit's called. I forgot the exact term for it, or industrial fishing. That shit is killing the fish because what you do is you're pretty much, if you take all of the bass out of the water or whatever the fuck it is, or trout, whatever, then what are the sharks or whatever that eat them are supposed to eat, vice versa. So now you have an overpopulation in one area and then which will cause another group to pretty much go extinct. So this is something that humans have been doing for, I guess, hundreds of years now, or at least 100 years or so.
Yeah, because we eat shit.
Yeah, but we don't need as much as we really eat. I don't know.
As long as people buying it, we're gonna need more of it.
I don't feel bad about none of that shit.
Right.
But it destroys the earth.
Who cares?
Overall, it's going to destroy the earth.
Animals are here for us. Animals are here.
We can certainly say that
consumption and whatever.
But all right, so this is my thing. We say that this is our world and all, but the water is 80% of the earth. This is really their world, if anything.
So we should just bow down to the water.
No, not
Ask
that.
the water what to do.
I'm just saying, bro, not the water, just the things that are in the water.
So we should ask the fish what to do. Ask Nemo. If
No,
he's okay
but
with us
I think
taking
I think it'll be fine if we cut back a little bit on industrial fishing and stuff like that.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know anything.
It'll change your perspective on a lot of that shit.
I doubt it. I'm pretty set on this particular category, but maybe.
Well, a lot of the world going vegan and shit now, so.
I mean, that's what that's pretty much trying to push.
Yeah, but a bunch of those
people should be
most of the people. Well, I don't want to say most of, but if you find a lot of people will give up meat,
Yeah.
but they'll still be pescatarian.
Right. Now you
Still fish.
The fish.
Right, exactly. But
So I don't know if that's
really the
going to
issue.
help in this case.
And
but
apparently, like, fish isn't as good for you as they say it is. Like, it's actually, I don't know. That was some
feel like they
nutritional
say that about every
facts that
meat
they
now.
said.
I don't believe
At this
that.
point, every meat affects you badly.
I don't believe
In some
I mean,
way.
I'm
Except
sure-
for like chicken, but even chicken. Some chicken, you know.
Somebody
I
has
don't know.
a problem
It did
with
have me fucked up, though,
anything
Bob.
that
Yeah.
people eat.
Right.
Like, there's people that are going to say vegetarians eating is causing this problem. There's always going to be those problems. I don't care.
Not vegan, though, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know who the people are, but somebody is out there saying that you're not getting enough of X, Y,
Right,
eating
'cause you eat
particular
this stuff.
diet. And
Right,
the other
for
people
sure.
are saying, yes, I am. So who gives a shit?
Hey,
Whatever.
but hey, watch that shit, though.
What's
watch
it
that
called?
shit. A Seaspiracy.
See, I mean, that's something I would never probably.
That's
It's
a
good.
real corny title for real.
It's
really
good, bro. I'm telling you, it's a pretty good doc,
I see
though.
where they're going with it.
I started listening to a conspiracy podcast that I was going to reference to you. Well, I like it because it's not like a deep conspiracy thing. It's
Deep state.
Let's look into things that people have conspiracies about. Give like actual factual information, but also joke and have fun. So the podcast is Arian Foster.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen that.
And a couple of the guys from Barstool that I was big fans of anyway from other podcasts that they do. It's called Macro Dosing. So if you want to check that out, it's pretty solid stuff. It's entertaining at least, to if nothing else. You'll learn a little bit, but have a good time too. It's about as deep as the conspiracy.
I'm all for the conspiracy.
I know.
shit, bro.
I'm telling you, I was going to refer this podcast to you, but I forgot to.
A lot of it be true.
Speaking of Barstool, didn't they just lose a guy?
That was smooth.
Oh, they got rid of a guy?
Not exactly.
Well, I know the full story.
Michael Rapaport.
Michael fucking Rapaport.
If you're not familiar with Michael Rapaport by name, look him up. You know him by face because he's been in a whole bunch of shit
Definitely
as
know his face.
small role actor.
You definitely heard his mouth.
Bro, I used to think he was good in any movie I saw him in.
He was pretty good. He's been in a lot of good movies.
He hasn't been in a movie in years.
No, not anything recent. Well, he was in the Atypical Netflix show.
He was in a lot of classic 90s movies.
Yeah. Older movies.
Only the white dude who got beat up in
How I Learned.
How I Learned.
Remy, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's a solid actor, so I knew his face and shit. But then I started listening to his podcast like years ago. It's probably 3 or 4 years ago now. And it was hilarious. I loved his podcast.
Yeah.
So fast forward, he signs on with Barstool Sports, which I just told you I'm already a big fan of what they do. I listen to a bunch of their stuff.
Yeah, you fuck with Barstool.
And I was like, oh, this is sick. My two guys getting together.
Right.
He joins Barstool. That does not last very long at all. He runs his mouth as always, starts like getting into it with fans of Barstool and shit. They get rid of him.
So what do you mean?
So he got fired because he was, for what? What was the reason? Or did he get fired or did he quit?
He got fired.
Okay.
This is a couple of years ago now, probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so he got fired, and then, oh, that's a different story. I think you were talking about the that court video. Did you see that? Him getting fired?
I didn't see that.
I'll come back to that.
All those
if we
before
want.
his show said the other day. They talked about him.
Yeah. So anyway, he got fired, and then ever since then, he kind of blew up again, doing Trump rants and shit.
Yeah,
when Trump was in office,
fact.
and
And he be flaming a lot of athletes.
He just goes on Twitter and does 2-minute videos just ranting and raving over whoever's the hot topic. So he released DMs from KD a couple days ago. KD went in on that dude.
He was flaming.
Oh my God.
He
Apparently
went
he had a problem with the way that KD conducted some interview with the TNT crew after a game.
Chuck, yeah.
And he questioned him about it. KD said, like, basically mind your business type shit.
I think he said you a bitch.
Yeah, he was the initial. You're right. He literally said, the first one. "You are a bitch." That was the first one that set it off, and I can't remember what the response from Ian Rapaport was at that point. I said, "Fucking Ian."
Ian's doing that.
Yeah,
Mike Rapaport.
Mike Rapaport. Yeah, I don't remember what his response was.
His response was something like, "Just do the interview. If you want to say something, then say something, but don't be a bitch about it or don't pout about it."
And then KD just went full fledged. It was like a fucking fire hose of just insults. Yeah. He said your wife probably don't love you or something like that, and
something to that effect. You're wasting money.
He called them several bitches and pussies and stuff of that nature. I can't remember everything he said. Do y'all have the messages like an example?
I was trying to find it real quick. I don't know what the hell I did with it.
I don't think I screenshot it.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody go in on somebody like that before.
He said, "I can't wait to see you in person. I'm gonna spit on you."
Yeah. But you could clearly tell in the messages that Michael Rapaport clearly deleted some of his responses back to KD. I don't think KD was
somebody
on
else say that too. Why did you say that?
Rant. Because you can look at it and see like
many without a response.
Yeah. Okay. KD, I don't think KD's in there like fuming to the point where everything he thinks of, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell him this next." Like, no, I think it was a back and forth that was going on, and I thought it was some real bitch ass shit for him to share the messages though, to post them online.
Yeah. So I mean, he's the king of shit talk. Like that's what he calls himself. That's what his podcast has been about for years. That's what he's done on Twitter. I mean, that's always what he does is, "I'm a New Yorker, I talk shit, and we snap on each other." Like, this is from his mouth. Right. So to see him get so offensive or so defensive about what KD said.
Oh, yeah, he filed a lawsuit
against him. Because KD asked him to step outside, maybe on 17th.
Did he file a lawsuit against KD?
I thought it was.
Because KD referenced a lawsuit, and that goes back to some of the Barstool stuff. Earlier this week, he had sued Barstool because they put out a shirt with him that had a herpes on his mouth.
So why did they do that?
Because he had
he always looked like he got a herpes on his mouth.
Yeah, with shit on his
He always got some shit on his. Yeah.
All right, but still, I mean, why would they do that to him?
Well, they fired him. He went on Twitter and was talking shit.
Oh, so they got beef.
They released the shirt. Yeah, beef. So he sued him for that, and just this week, the judge dropped a case, and then Barstool put out a video of the Barstool CEO, Dave Portnoy, on the stand giving his... Portnoy. Dave is nuts.
Yeah, he's a funny dude.
Rapaport's attorney is asking him about this video. He's like, "You said in this video, as soon you knew Mike was going to say something, so you had the shirts ready." And he's like, he plays the video, and in the video he says "I fired Mike. I knew he was going to have something to say. I had the shirts ready." And he's like, "What are you talking about? I did this before I fired him. I just said in the video, I fired him and then I got the shirts ready." And the attorney asked something else crazy that he was obviously flustered because his point was just proven. Right. Dave gives his answer and he's like, "Well, that went great." It's so funny. You got to see the clip to really get the gist of it. But that's funny. Yeah. So anyway, Rapaport talks all this shit, but now has a history of when anybody comes at him, he apparently does lawsuits and posts Twitter DMs and shit like that. So
I respect KD a lot honestly, I think
you got to.
That's kind of how I would have responded to it. Like, hey, fuck you, man. I guess KD kind of wasted a little bit more energy than he should have on it. But sometimes you just got to get it off, And it's not like you're going at a fan or anything. Yeah. You're going at somebody who also has a platform.
And it was cool. I seemed like they was cool. Like they had a little show, an online show they was doing for a minute. So they was kind of cool. Like they had a little relationship. Mm-hmm. But obviously he felt like, all right, you going in a little hard, which is always KD's sensitivity with people when they go on and do their shit. Right. But it's different. I think it's different when a Rapaport where it's like, all right, bro, you just on my ass for no reason. Yeah. So I gotta check you. We cool. You got something to say about something. You can actually hit me and say what you got to say about it. Going on a tweeting rant about me or some wild shit.
Well, and again, Rapaport has a history of this where he is generally well liked initially because he's hilarious, flagrant, off the wall dude. So I think most people generally like him at first.
Yeah, because
he quickly wears on people. Right. Because he's just mad annoying.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I used to love this dude. I thought he was so.
That's that
funny.
New Yorker type attitude, though, right? That's
he
what
kind of like
or Boston.
He's always
type
indulged
attitude.
in that character though. Like everything he does, he's that now.
I believe that's really him. I don't think he's just putting on, but either way, it's annoying.
Yeah.
Eventually, you got to realize you're the problem in every scenario. It's not good.
Yeah, like I said, I just think he did some bitch shit.
Like shit resulted in $50K fine from the league.
Yeah, 50,000, which is excessive.
Yeah, that was tough. I don't think he cares at all.
Yeah,
he was kind of saying it was like homophobic because he was calling him a cocksucker or something.
He called him gay a couple times, didn't he?
Oh no!
He called him so many insults.
He was calling
I can't remember.
every variation of a bitch you possibly could. He was calling him that.
Yeah, I think they're just doing a little PR thing. We can't have players talking like that, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think. I don't think KD cares.
I don't think it's anything for the NBA to get involved in, though. Honestly,
I kind of feel you, but I also see why they would protect the brand.
Yeah, the brand. I can see the brand. You one of the biggest stars in the league. You can't be, even though it's not your fault that they got out.
This kind of goes with that thing you were talking about with COVID and stuff.
I was just thinking about
it. I mean, and we're on opposite sides of it because I just feel like.
But I feel your point.
When it comes to speech, especially when I'm not doing anything on your platform, it's not like
I think the fact that he ain't put them out, like it was just some shit that somebody else put out there. Him saying it. It's not like he said this publicly.
Right.
That should make a difference.
You should be like, fuck this dude. That's what the NBA should say. Why should they care about a back and forth? I mean, that shit happens every day.
I like when ESPN posted about the fine and they even named Rapaport. He's like for going at some actor.
Oh really?
I was like, well, that's petty.
I didn't know that.
They didn't even say his name. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
I'm with you.
I think this is unfair.
I understand why they would do it, but if I have to choose a side, I'm with you.
Right.
They shouldn't be able to fine you for saying something outside of a NBA function, conference of any kind. No NBA affiliation. He's talking to somebody on Twitter. What's the difference between him saying that to a friend in person at his house or him saying it to another person on DMs? The only reason we know about it is because the other person brought it forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I like that KD owns all this now, that he's just sensitive and will talk back to anybody that says anything about him.
No.
I don't like it. I do think it's corny as shit, but that's just my personal preference on dealing with people like that.
Yeah, I mean, he probably should let it go, but again, when you're a certain way and you just gotta lean into it, Like
I think it's corny when he does it to like random fans and shit, but I don't think it is bad when it's people that he actually had relationships with. Like, I know you do, and you talking crazy about me on TV or talking crazy about me on Twitter. Like, I'm gonna have an issue with that if I have a relationship with you. Like, we friends, we consider friends, or we was teammates or whatever.
That's fair.
It's a different thing to me.
But at the same time, just be like, I don't know, just be the same person all the time. So I think you shouldn't respond to fans and stuff like that. But I wouldn't mind if that was just him. And that's what he does.
Well, that's apparently the case.
You know what I'm saying? Right. It is what it is.
That's why I respect him.
I don't really care because you're the same person all the time. You're not doing it from a burner account or nothing like that anymore. Just, hey, put your name on it, dude. If that's what you do, stick to it. I bet you people won't. Either they will talk to you crazy and try to get a rise, but most people will be like, man, I ain't even trying to deal with some shit
like that. Recently, he responded to somebody talking about KD can't do it without a super team.
What did he say? I think I saw this too.
He was like, I'll never be able to accomplish anything in life without a team.
I did see that.
Some shit like that.
I did see that.
Don't you think his legacy takes a bit of a hit though?
Why though? Why you say that?
I think.
Clarify from what?
All right, so the big news about the Nets is that they've signed everybody. They're still signing players right now. I mean, they're going to have Jason Kidd come out of retirement next thing you fucking know.
I seen Vince Carter.
And right. Is Vince Carter really signing?
No.
To them? All right, okay. All right. I thought so. But, so they just got LaMarcus Aldridge and who else did they recently?
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin been on the roster for a couple weeks now. But I mean, every person that's pretty much come available here recently has pretty much signed to the Nets. Any really good player.
Yeah.
Do you believe
it's like some stacking the deck type shit, or is it, or do you see it as them just getting playoff ready?
I don't really have a problem with them. Like, I don't really prefer this whole microwave team type shit, but it does work. It's proven in the last few years.
Yeah, we've been in this way for about a decade
basketball
now.
or football, that shit does work. You know, it's not a long term situation, but if you're just looking to win right now, then yeah, it could happen. I think the Nets are kind of setting themselves up because it's really right now is championship or bust. I don't care what anybody says. If they don't win, that shit is a major knock on everybody who's affiliated with the team. But I think even if they
a major knock, but I feel you.
Yeah, it does.
At this point, it's like y'all making it like it's championship or bust.
No other team is close to what the Nets have. There's not an NBA team that's close.
The Lakers are pretty close.
Fuck no.
They got Garrett back healthy.
Even if LeBron James
when healthy, they're pretty close.
Yeah,
they're not that good. I mean, they're a good team for sure, but as far as depth wise, the Lakers can't fuck with them.
Finish what you were saying.
It's a knock on KD if they don't, even if they do win, because people are always going to say, "Look,
so can't win either way. If they win or lose, it's a knock.
It's going to be a knock on KD.
I don't think that's fair.
That's why I don't.
It's not.
That's why I don't think it's a knock, though. This isn't. This is just what he does. I mean, this is his legacy. You can't knock a legacy that has been built on this legacy.
Right.
He's already done it. I don't think you could convince. Well,
doesn't that keep you out?
Do we blame him though? Are we putting the blame on KD?
No, I blame LeBron still. But
ultimately, it's LeBron.
I blame the fans.
At this point, it's over with. The super team is not going away anymore.
No.
Like you said, it's been a decade now at this point. It's not just, it wasn't a one season thing. It wasn't LeBron did it and now we go back to normal with the Heat. It's now been 10 years now. This is just what basketball is. And the way that, all the stuff that we've talked about throughout the year with players deciding that they don't want to be there anymore and they demand trades. It's all going to be microwave teams in the NBA.
Yeah, but I feel
there is no long-term build.
The difference,
you can't lock somebody in for 6 years and actually have them locked in for 6 years.
No. It's not going to happen.
2 years into it, if the things start going bad, that player is going to demand a trade.
Right, but KD took it up a notch.
Some players, not all players.
If people are going to say the players that he played with are like all-time great, or multiple all-time great players. Like LeBron may have played with maybe one or probably like one at a time or something like that. All-time great. KD's playing like 2 or 3 all-time great players at a time.
At the same time, every all-time great player has played with all-time great players.
But I'm just saying,
there's never been an all-time great that wasn't surrounded with all-time greats. Whether they made them that or not, they were still all-time greats on those teams.
But look at the amount of all-time great players that KD's playing with, though. It's a different level than what we've seen for anybody else.
So you think that LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin make that much of a difference? Because when we've talked about the Nets and stuff up until 2 weeks ago, you didn't think that Harden and Kyrie and KD were like...
You didn't think it would work?
Yeah.
I never said it wouldn't work. I said they would make out of the East. So, I never said it wouldn't work.
I guess my point is that I don't think that much has changed.
Yeah, I think it has. I think that's a huge difference. I think people are downplaying the LaMarcus Aldridge thing. Like, he's a baller. He's skilled on that.
At the same time, I think when they first got together with KD and Harden and whatever came over, the issue was they don't have no depth. Like, it's just them or bust at this point, and they need to get more players. Now they got more players, so now it's like, it can't be like, oh, it's overkill. Now, like, this is what we said they needed, and they got it.
This is what I said they were going to do.
This is how it's supposed to be pieced together. Get you some veteran guys that's ready to go, that were stars at one point in time, and be playoff ready. They're ready now.
Do you think the Nets team currently is a better team than the Warriors that he was on?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
So that's my point.
I wouldn't say that.
I don't think so either. Right. My point is, I don't think there should be a big change in how KD is viewed if he hasn't gone to a better team than what he previously had already stacked with Golden State. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not a level up. It's just this. He's doing it again. But this is the NBA now.
Yeah, right.
There's not going to be a champion. For at least for the next 10 years. We'll see if it shifts back to a different type of league. But right now, you're going to see a team that has 4 or 5, at least at one point, All-Stars.
And I'm not against it at all. I don't want to sound like I'm against what they're doing. I'm just saying,
I still don't like it.
I think it's negative, going to affect Kevin. I don't see how it affects him positively in his career. I think, of course, he can win a championship from it. That's good for him personally, but people are always going to have that knock on him when it comes across. And the Nets themselves as an organization are setting themselves up if they don't win it all this year to be an embarrassment.
So basically, you explained it like it's a double-edged sword. Because this is why I say I blame the fans. Because in the last decade, it's been, if you are showing a skill level that you are all-time great skill level of a player, it's championship or bust for you now to make you whole. If you don't get championships, then you just another all-star player. You just another guy that was good. And that part is what was why players are stacking teams like this. Because it's like, if it was just KD and Kyrie and they just got a bunch of little role players that you kind of know their names or whatever, and they don't win the championship, then it's like they would get so much of a knock for not winning the championship if it was just them and they ain't got nobody else on the team. But it's like you playing against a Giannis that has a team he's been with for 5 years. You're playing against all these teams that have been together for years. You're not going to do it with just a KD and Kyrie. It's just not going to happen. Like the East, there are teams that are too stacked and too well built together that you're going to have to go through in the playoffs to not have a great team to go up against that. So this is what you get. You get a Blake Griffin signing. You get a LaMarcus signing. You get all these people coming in.
Jay Harden trade.
I think that's a solid point. I think that's a good point. I was going to respond to what you were just saying, kind of along the same lines. What the fuck was I about to say?
What about about hurting his legacy?
Yeah, so I don't think it will hurt the legacy. I feel like he's almost, like you were saying, if there are like all-time great players that don't have championships, they get looked at it as great players, but not all-time greats.
Yeah.
So I feel like KD took his skill set that is clearly an all-time great basketball player, and said, let me just take care of the one knock that they could have against me.
Right.
And he got the championships.
And at the same time,
I feel you in that the championships don't earn him like the level of respect it used to. But it does take away the one big knock that you could put.
It does.
In 30 years, when you talk about KD, you're going to talk about him being a 3-4-time champion.
And the
not the guy that he was great during his time, but he never got it done.
Right.
You're not going to have that talking after he's gone and retired.
I think Moss has a great point that the fans and the way that people talk about players have made the players so afraid to not have a championship that they would rather lock that up with a whole gang of people than try to go to the.
And with that being said, I don't like it. I don't like that because then you don't appreciate a Dame Lillard or Russell Westbrook who has had all-time great careers, but because they didn't have a championship, they're not solidified. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook and Dame Lillard will go down as all-time great point guards of all time, whether they win a championship or not. It shouldn't be solidified if they win a championship, because then let's say Russ links up with Dame and they get another guy, and they link up and then they win it. Then people gonna be looking at them like crazy. Like, y'all stood on y'all grounds y'all whole career, and then y'all at the end of y'all career, y'all come together and to win the championship. That's not fair.
So I think you could kind of make a case that it's Jordan's fault that we're here. Because getting those 6 championships, it became so synonymous that anytime there was a really good player that was moving up the ladder and getting towards the point where we started to say, are they Jordan-esque or are they the next Jordan? Right. The first thing that gets said was, nah, they don't got the championships.
Or 6 straight,
and I feel like
no
the
losses.
championships really became such a thing, Jordan-specific. Now we've got Brady in football, and that has become the same type of argument that people aren't even going to listen to shit until you get to the championships.
You're going to see a lot of teams try to stack the deck now like Brady did in this last year or whatever, just to see like, oh, we got to get championships now. We got to get all the players we can get.
Yeah. But I think that started with basketball first. And I think Jordan being the bar with the championships has made it to where players know they've got to get those rings or they're never going to be able to get that discussion of Jordan level.
You could be LeBron too now, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I had him in my mind because I think he pushed that forward when he decided to go for the rings.
Right.
But I think Moss made a really good point in that that became such a discussion because of the way that fans and analysts discuss basketball players. If you don't have rings, you're trash. But they kill Barkley.
Well, not necessarily trash, but you won't get the respect you deserve.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to, because all right, if we got to this point, somebody is going to turn the tides. Like shit rarely ever changes. It just goes back to, it might just be like something we've already seen, but it's kind of like outdated. We're going to see somebody who says, fuck that, I'm going to stay home, and or we're going to see one of these people win a championship one day.
You think so?
Yeah, without necessarily building.
I think the only way that works if it goes back to there being 1 or 2 stars on a team.
Well, I think
I think it's not the star thing. That I just think it has to be like organically built. Like a team say, hey, we drafted these players here, and they just happen to develop into all-time great players. A Golden State Warriors type route where we're going to see something kind of switch or shift the tide. What we're seeing now. That's why I think it's going to happen eventually, where it's going to be like, this one player is going to be set on a pedestal now because he was able to take down, such and such super teams.
I think so too, just because history usually repeats, and I'm sure we'll go back to it, but it is hard to see. It's hard to see how that happens.
I don't know if we're going to get another Dirk Nowitzki.
Right.
That was a long time ago since something like that happened.
He was a beast too.
Yeah, he balled that year.
That 1 year was because I think
he beat Kobe, he beat the Spurs,
and then LeBron,
and then he beat LeBron. That's crazy.
I think Giannis is the closest
with
to being able to make it happen.
A very
Jason
average
Terry
team.
and Jason Kidd.
Very average team. JJ
Murray
or Braille, whatever.
Vince Carter on that?
No, Vince Carter ain't got a ring.
No, he wasn't on that team. I don't think he was.
I would say no.
Well, what other basketball? I feel like you said there was some other basketball.
He was talking about Russell Westbrook.
Oh, Russ.
What was those numbers? That was insanity.
35, 20 assists, 20 plus assists, and like 11, 12 rebounds or something.
Like
14 rebounds. Bro,
so much
is wild.
Yeah, just beyond.
In the win. And then I think the next night he went off too.
Yeah.
He had a triple-double, I know that for
Bill
sure.
been out, so he's been taking it to another level.
But they lost, yeah. I mean, he's... Russ, I mean, I like him a lot. I know I shit on him. I like his passion that he plays with. I just don't necessarily think he makes the best basketball decisions all the time. But it's hard to deny somebody who plays with that kind of passion. You know what you're gonna get from a Russell Westbrook, and he gonna give you his all, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool.
It just shows that he's just all time. Well, he's already off one season. He leads the whole Wizards organization in triple doubles.
When you say all time though,
how are you not all time great?
But I'm asking you, when you say all time, like, what do you mean?
He's one of the all-time greatest point guards of all time. He's a top 10 all-time greatest point guard of all time.
That's wrong.
How is it wrong?
I would say no.
Why? Because he didn't win championship?
I can't. Top 10 is tough, bro. That's tough. That's tough to crack. I think
at least, if not, then top 20. Sure, I'll give you top 20.
I think that's probably fair. I don't know what this really means, but I mean, I think you can make a case that he might be in a league of his own, and like a player that is able to fill the stat sheet the way that he has.
2 years, 3 years, he averaged triple double.
I believe 3 triple.
That's wild. That's not held up as like something crazy. 3 years straight in an 82 game NBA season, you averaging a triple double.
He a boss.
That is wild.
We can argue all kinds of stuff about whether that works, whether that's the best way to do it. But I feel like he may be in a category all by himself.
Definitely.
Of those ridiculous stats.
Because with all those numbers, I still wouldn't rather have him over like a traditional point guard like Tony Parker. I would rather have him than Russell Westbrook on my team.
I mean, sure.
Sure,
if we decide with Tony.
I'm just saying, but
Tony's an all-time great too. It's like
right. But I'm just saying,
but Russ ain't never had Tim Duncan and David Robinson and Manu Ginobili on the team one time. I guess you could say that about KD and Harden. But they were first and second year players.
I'm just saying,
they were first and second year players. They was young players. But I feel you.
I'm just for an example, somebody who is extremely less athletic and less flashy, and just kind of just plays the game from the right perspective or the right way. So I would rather have that than a Russell Westbrook, ultimately. But like I said, you can't deny the passion that he plays with.
It's still impressive. Regardless, he's insanely impressive with the stat lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but at some point it's got to result to wins, man. Consistently. It just
you mean wins or championship?
I would be fine with him just
a lot of winning seasons. He's been to playoffs pretty much every year, except for looks like may not happen this season.
Well, I mean, not like
I don't think my opinion on Westbrook can change at this point, to be honest with you.
I mean, I understand.
I think I'm pretty locked in that. I mean, if he has, in the next 5 years, if things go differently, then maybe my mind changes. But I've just made my mind up on the way that he plays the game. I don't think is conducive to helping the team make a deep run.
If he gives in and goes and links up with like a huge super team late in his career and gets one, would that matter? Would that make a difference?
I'm sure it would make some.
I think it makes a difference for his career. If he wins a ring,
just to cap off,
that makes a huge. And I think most people in sports will be excited for that.
I think so.
To see Russell Westbrook take it to that level. I think most people in sports would celebrate that.
That's how I felt about KG when he finally got his coming to the Celtics.
It's just
because he's had such a great career for him to not cap it off.
People work so hard, and it's like I see that you out here busting your ass every night.
Yeah.
It's not like a James Harden thing where you can clearly see plays that he may take off.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook don't take no plays off. He might not be the best defender, but he giving effort.
He giving you everything he got every night. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that I wouldn't have an issue with him winning the championship, and most people would support it regardless of what team you like or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember now why I wrote down Zion the Great. I remember it.
What we got?
What's the coach's name from, I think, the Mavs or Carlisle? Yeah. What he said is that after playing Zion, he's like, look, we threw everything that we had at him. I guess the next time we'll try to do a bigger or a better job. And he pretty much said what I said coming out of the draft, that this is a Shaq-like dominant player with guard skills. He's pretty much is unstoppable. There is no.
He's a force to be reckoned with. I get him that. Yeah.
It's unstoppable. It's as if my comparison for Zion. Yeah, it's unstoppable. My comparison for Zion, and it sounded crazy before, but it's more, and it's growing closer to that. It's as if Shaq and Jordan had a baby. This is what we're looking at.
Oh, okay.
Seriously though, like the most unstoppable athletic player we've ever seen.
Do you think he benefits from this era where centers aren't the dominant player on the team?
Sure, you can say that, but
or big man, I guess you could say.
It don't matter who guards him though. People have tried guards.
But when you compare him to Shaq, like Shaq had to go up against Timmy D, David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, like these all-time great centers, and he was still the most dominant. That makes a difference to me.
Zion's not a center though.
Oh, big man, you're comparing him to Shaq. So I'm just saying,
like I said, as far as being a dominant force, because we haven't seen anybody pretty much score with this much ease in the paint since Shaq on a night-to-night basis with this much efficiency. Like literally, I think he's the only player to score over 20 points or like 23 points or something like that in his past 20 games or something like that young anyway. Nobody's done it before.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, bro. What we're witnessing is Shaq and Jordan together. It's just that level of athleticism mixed with that level of dominance. It's unstoppable.
Maybe. I'm gonna just say maybe. I can't fully agree with that because that's just kind of wild to me. Like, he's not making the team better. He's not being a force where he's going to the finals. Like, Shaq came into the league his second year. He went to the finals, averages double-double.
He played with great players, though.
He played with Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, well, I'd say it's a great player.
Sure.
Jordan didn't make the playoffs his first couple years, and neither did LeBron.
Sure.
Are we doing this every time he scores 35 points twice?
No, I'm just saying he scored 39 and 38 back-to-back nights.
I mean, Jesus.
And then followed up and destroyed the Celtics.
He did.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah, we going through a rough patch
have
right
to be
now.
real about what we're witnessing with Zion.
Yeah, we ain't got no great big man, so he's supposed to do that to us. We ain't been able to guard no big man all season.
He's supposed to do that to everybody because nobody else is 6'6", 280 pounds that can jump out the gym. It's a simple equation.
He's a force to be reckoned with.
I know y'all hate it.
We'll see where his future
I know
holds.
y'all hate it. It's
so
okay.
goddamn annoying about it.
It's
Every fucking time he has a decent game, we gotta listen to Carl talk shit.
Or Charles Barkley.
Nobody cares.
To go straight to Shaq and Jordan is extreme.
It's
all
so
I'm saying.
stupid.
It's not extreme.
Like, give him at least, just give him Sean Kemp for right now.
He hasn't played 82
But he's so
games.
much better, though.
I mean,
he's so much better than all of these people.
I don't know if he's better than Sean Kemp right now.
Sean Kemp is the Hall of Fame caliber player.
So I give him
Zion
that before
has
I give
the
him
potential
Shaq
to be
and
a
Jordan
top 10
together.
player of all time.
Zion has the potential to play a full 82-game season 1 year.
He probably will this year. I mean, nobody's really playing fully 82 games now anymore. People are taking rests and sitting anyway. So you're not going to play. This is not the 80s where everybody plays 82 games.
Not everybody.
So it's not what
players
I'm
that they
expecting.
get are injury prone to do that, but there's a lot of players
Most
that play
teams are
full
going to rest
seasons.
your star players some nights. That's just what they do. So
I mean, yeah, maybe not the reason that you saying like for resting.
not everybody.
Like if you're
not
already in the
playing.
playoffs and it's the last few games of the season, yeah.
Just throughout the season and just that load management shit, like that shit's real. Teams are going to continuously do that. You're not going to see superstars play 82 games anymore.
I don't know.
It's just not going to happen.
Maybe.
Especially anybody with any kind of, like you said, playoff hopes or anything like that. They're gonna make sure that some nights LeBron's not gonna play, or some nights.
I mean, LeBron be getting hurt.
What about teams without any playoff hopes ever?
I mean, look, I'm not saying that the Pelicans are a good team. They're not, but Zion is by far. To me, like I said, he's a top 10 player in the NBA today.
What credit have we not given? Since we're going to do this, since we're not getting off of this stupid fucking topic, what credit have we not given?
I mean,
that is egregious.
I mean,
because you know
haters,
damn well when we've had these conversations that me and Moss have not said. I don't know if I should speak for Moss because sometimes y'all be getting off.
What you about to say?
And saying crazy shit. I've never said anything about Zion not being great. I've never in my life said anything that he was not a great player. And I've said on many, many occasions that within the next couple of years, he'll probably be top 5 player in the league. Like his potential and his talent is absolutely undeniable. The only thing that we've ever fought back against you on is you just have these unrealistic expectations that he is the greatest thing that has ever walked the earth. And if we debate that with you at all, we're considered haters, and we have to listen to you every time he scores.
You just take it to
35 points. He scores 36 points, and we've got to listen to you for 3 days asking about
he hit a 3 the other night. You was like, oh, Zion hit a couple threes.
Told you
know
he's
that was the
capable
second 3 he's hit all season.
Jesus Christ.
And you making it like because he hit 2 in what we like 60 games in or something like that. That he's a shooter now. Like he don't shoot.
I'm not saying he's a shooter. I'm just saying he's fully capable of it. You'll see his game expand. And I know he can shoot because I've never seen anybody
what credit have like we not given was the question.
Well, when I said that, I've said for years now, or when I first witnessed him coming out of the draft anyway, is that he was Jordan and Shaq put together. And of course, I was crazy then. It's looking more and more likely because you're seeing those comparisons come out.
What Jordan
I ain't
aspect
never
does
heard
he
anybody
have?
say he was Jordan and Shaq together.
The athleticism is Jordan-like. He's jumping out of the gym. And like I said, he's a 6'6" guy with guard-like skills.
Saying he's Jordan-like because he can jump high is...
It's kind of crazy. There's a lot of players that can jump high.
That's nuts.
I think he has the determination to win like a Jordan does.
Why doesn't he win then?
Jordan didn't win when he was that young. Jordan, what did he win early on in his career? Jordan was 24 years old coming out. Jordan stayed 4 years in college. Zion hasn't even touched that yet. So I mean, we're talking about players at different levels of their career at the same time.
That's why the comparison don't make sense.
It does. It does. So.
You just explain why it doesn't make sense. To compare
To me, it does. Like I said, I'm looking at a dude who is as dominant as Shaq ever was, and as athletic as Jordan ever was in this frame that we've never seen before. That's all. That's the only thing. And I said that when he came out of the NBA, when he came out of the draft, he was a top 25 player. To you guys at that
You
time,
said top
that was
10.
egregious.
Shut the fuck up.
I said top 25.
You said
bro.
top 10.
I might have said top 20. I didn't say top 10.
You said top 10 when we
Coming out of
You said before he stepped on the
You
NBA
said
court,
at
he was
Duke
top 10.
he was top 10. In the
I don't know if I
NBA, you said
that.
he was top 10.
I said top 25 for sure.
Shut the fuck up.
And I got a lot of hate for that. But that wasn't like to me. No, he was though. He really was. He walked into the NBA as one of the best players. It was evident. You're like, okay, well, this dude is unstoppable.
Yeah, we gave this 15 minutes. Can we move now?
We can. I just wanted to make sure
Jesus
that he's
Christ.
getting. Y'all know he's getting that kind of respect from coaches across the league. A Shaq-like dominance is what we're hearing.
All right.
That's all I had to say about Zion. Though we can move on to some, I guess, hip hop.
Rappers, stop. Just take the stairs.
Just take the stairs.
Take
Is
the
that what
fucking
it is?
stairs, bro.
I don't know what's going on in that video. Honestly, you talking about the Quavo?
Talking about Quavo and Saweetie.
Saweetie.
The elevator scuffle, debacle, or whatever.
What did she look like? She was. I'm not sure what was going on. It looked like she was trying to get away, and then at some point, it looked like Quavo was trying to hold her back.
Well, she swung on him when the video first started, and she missed.
Oh, I mean, I'm not sure what the fuck was going on. Looks like he was trying to get his stuff back or
I was
something.
gonna say, it looked like he grabbed a bag.
It was like a Call
Maybe
of
she
Duty
was trying to
box,
get
right?
rid of his shit or something. She'd have found out something. But it's like, why would you take the elevator to do that? I mean, I don't know.
I have no
If
idea.
you were getting rid of it, I mean, you feel like you probably would just do it anywhere. Maybe just dumped it down the steps or something. I'm just not sure what was going on there. But I got a different take on Saweetie and Quavo type thing. I really think that like Saweetie used Quavo this entire time.
Oh.
That's how I feel about it.
How so?
What benefit does she have for like, or does what benefit is she to Quavo besides the obvious type stuff? But
I think
as far as his career goes, it doesn't
they
benefit him at
each
all.
other.
Yeah.
The rapper couple relationship is kind of a thing right now.
But Quavo was already up here. Nobody knew the fuck who Saweetie was before she started.
I mean, yeah, of
dating
course.
Quavo.
Quavo was
This
bigger.
gave her way more. The affiliation with Quavo gave her way more streams than she was ever warranted to have. But it didn't happen. It doesn't work vice versa that way.
I think it does.
I think it benefits both of them.
I think your case for her blowing up bigger based off of him makes a lot of sense. But I think after she becomes a star, like Moss is saying,
Like she's had
the
hit
relationship stuff is just constant attention and constant
Yeah,
news.
that's true about
Every
that.
time you'd hear her name, it was usually the two of them. So I think he did benefit.
But does it help him out musically?
Attention does. Yeah,
Yeah, you
attention
gotta have the eyes. If you got the eyes, then you
Well,
win.
I mean, I would say they're not really dropping any music right now anyway.
Migos
That was
still
going to
drop-
be my point. Is
But
Migos
that's-
hadn't done actual music
Yeah.
in quite a while.
That's
been
probably
out a
more
couple
so than
years.
anything.
So you think about how often he was talked about over the last 2 years when they haven't even put music out.
In the last few years, that's when Sweetie blew up.
Yeah, I think that
She
was,
had hit
I
records.
think it was a win for both of them.
one maybe or something like that. It
She
was,
got at least two.
maybe I can't really think of
Which is
many
not
off the
bad
top of
for
my
a new
head.
artist to have two
I think
records.
I feel like she was in the relationship as a business venture. Like this is going to help out my career. Like that's why I think she was in it for more so than anything else.
This is just a gut instinct, or do you have
You
anything?
ain't got nothing to
Well, I
prove
mean,
that.
she said on that podcast or the Revolt TV show that she did
Justin LeBoy.
about the relationships are like a business to her. Like she pretty much said that like I'm a businesswoman and it's
mean,
got to work both. And I get
I
that.
can understand
no doubt,
it when
but-
you are,
Millionaire.
yeah, you're a big star and star power. Whoever you date is going to be a part of your business now. Like y'all,
I
affiliate yourself with is gonna be that.
I completely understand that, but it's just like it's not like she was dating somebody that was like on her level, you know, and they were like establishing things together. Quavo put her up. That's how I feel. Maybe. He brought her up. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? He helped her up.
I think he initially hit her up while she had that first hit record going. That's where that So Icy thing came from. The little, remember it was like a thing where you used to hit girls in the DM. You so icy, I'm a glacier boy.
The ice.
Yeah, the snowflake thing, because she had a hit record called So Icy. He called himself Glacier Boy. So he hit her up because she had a hit record. She was kind of popping at the moment. Ooh, maybe, she wasn't nothing. Maybe Quavo, she wasn't nothing, and then he came in. She was kind of popping at that moment.
Quavo used her.
I don't know that song, so
that was her first hit record.
But I do remember that Twitter.
When did it drop and when did they get together?
It's probably been like almost 2 years.
Do some fact checks.
Almost 2 years.
On that shit. But yeah, I mean, I think shit. You know, DJ Academics has been calling her, instead of Sweetie, he's been calling her Streety.
Damn. See, you're going to act that bullshit again. See? And then the Migos see him and they whoop his ass, then they wrong.
No, but he on the right side now.
Probably not now.
No, I say he good now. He can say whatever he want about her now. So
yeah, he ain't on everyday.
He ain't really worried about that. But
wild boy.
I did hear about the Migos beating up that Justin LaBoy.
Supposedly, allegedly.
Yeah. They say it really happened, but
I see his stuff everywhere on Twitter.
Yeah, it's kind of blew up like immediately. As soon as this podcast came out.
After that podcast, yeah.
I was saying, it was before that. Even before his first podcast, he had Chris Brown on it. Chris Brown don't do nothing. So it was like, damn, your first interview, first podcast, you got Chris Brown on it. It was kind of wild.
I mean, he definitely got some connections in the industry. Yeah. He seemed like a real cool dude. I watched his Breakfast Club interview, and he seemed like a pretty solid cat. Yeah, I like him.
I was gonna watch it, and then I saw like one of the clips was something about it was something about Aries, the sign, being blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
I don't like that. I don't give a fuck about that astrology shit.
That's on some astrology.
They got some. They got into a little bit of that, but it's not a huge section of it. Just mostly about, I guess, how he came up and he used to be a football player or basketball. He was a basketball player. He played overseas, and I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly how he got into doing what he was doing, but some kind of connection.
I just seen the part where he said he basically wants to be a Charlemagne.
Yeah, right. And Charlemagne was telling him, like, nah, you don't want to do that. Yeah. He wanted to be like old Charlemagne.
Like old Charlemagne. He was wild.
Super wild, say anything.
Spicy shit. That's basically what that Saweetie interview was, some spicy shit.
Up in front of your own studio, and that's probably getting him jumped by the Migos. So you probably don't want to be Charlemagne because there's a lot of controversy that comes with it.
That was fun, Charlotte, though.
Yeah, that was the dude that everybody like.
And he got ran down on too because he was talking so crazy.
He was talking crazy. He was definitely talking crazy. But I don't know, man. I heard the Migos are supposed to be dropping some new music here soon. So
that snippet of that video, I keep saying that should look super hard as fuck. But
I saw that. I was
like the Offset part and the Quavo part. Like, they going there.
Yeah, they
coming
were
back
even like rapping.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
They was kind of snapping like they got something to say.
When is it supposed to come out?
I don't know when it's coming out, but hey,
is the new album
Culture
3? Culture?
Yeah, Culture 3.
Culture 3?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's been a long time,
man. I'm excited for that. It's been a while.
That's how it was when Culture 2 dropped, though, right? That's what I felt like. I felt like it was a long time. They had done
they did their own solo joints, and then they dropped Culture 2.
It's like we didn't really want them solo albums.
That Offset shit was hard.
Offset was decent. Takeoffs was the best.
Takeoffs was cool. I like Offset the most.
I remember listening through
Offset's the best rapper.
Quavo got the most slack because he was the star of the group, and Yo Solo was like, "Oh, you just good for hooks."
Yeah,
but that's what I was telling people about Quavo. It was just like he the swag of the group.
Yeah.
He not the innovator at all. You know.
I like the Huncho Jack little project he did with Travis Scott though.
Yeah, that was dope. Quavo
can do a lot of projects with everybody though, because I guess it's so simple for him to go in there and lay down his part. Right. It's like we can do 6 of these tonight.
Well, him and Pop Smoke got like 10 records.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they probably did each song in 3 minutes.
They got more to come. After
him and Pop Smoke just go take some old 50 Cent bars and use that, so you don't have to write nothing. Quavo just go in there and talk some jewelry shit. So they doing tracks in 3 minutes probably.
Did y'all see that Offset's allegations were dropped.
About
What allegations?
He has some sexual allegations like a little while back, like a rape
damn.
charge, I believe.
no, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
Just a couple days ago, I heard that.
I see the police are supposed to be investigating the elevator video, but I'm just like, mind your fucking business. That's what I feel about it. It wasn't a reported case. You wouldn't even have said anything. And I feel like,
I mean, they got to.
actually,
I think
who
they should,
released the
but
video though? That's what I want to know. Because this video had to happen a while ago. It's nothing recent. I think it was somebody from Saweetie's team to release it.
Probably.
But they probably was at a hotel, so it's a public elevator.
I didn't see anything nuts.
You know, I think people are like, with the elevator thing, you think that it's like a private thing because you're in the room with nobody else around.
No, they have
but
cameras there.
People need to know that this is a public elevator. They have cameras in these elevators.
Yeah, I be picking my nose
get
in the
that, but-
elevator
Yeah,
sometimes.
you no privacy because you're in the elevator.
I
But
gotta
the
stop.
timing is not a coincidence to me. Because if this is something that happened like I said, the video occurred, like I said, 3-4 months ago, some shit like that.
Yeah.
What stopped it from coming out then? Now it wants to come out after all of this
After
shit's
they
been
broke
kind
up.
of buzzing, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, about them. To me, the timing is not a coincidence. I feel like somebody from Saweetie's team leaked that just to give her some kind of, I don't know, more like validity or something.
I don't think there's enough benefit for them to do that. Like, how is that?
It doesn't benefit Quavo's team at all to do it.
I'm talking about her. I don't think it
yeah.
benefits her by putting out that video.
Women,
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
I think it
I think it
helps
gets
her out.
sympathy, more
Right.
sympathy. But
Like, oh, look
but
how
I
he
feel
treated
like
her.
That excuse is too easy. Anytime something bad happens and it's like really bad for the person, the first thing that people say is like, well,
cheated.
I mean, look at the timing of this. I mean, the Sean thing. That was like the first sentiment, the first
Yeah.
day that he was charged.
Right.
So I mean, I get that.
It's good. It's easy to make that conspiracy.
There are a lot of situations that it's like, I mean, the timing here is very perfect for what we've got going on. But I don't know, that's not enough for me. But I do think it could be sympathy.
yeah,
towards her
I
in
think
the
I think
situation.
somebody from her team released it.
Could be.
I guess we might as well keep on going with just the craziness that's going on in hip hop nowadays. I really don't want to call this dude hip hop though.
Who?
We can't call this dude hip
Lil
hop.
Nas X.
Yeah, we
Oh,
can't.
Nas.
Your boy.
So
Let's
you
just
know,
talk about your boy.
I was just thinking.
He really did let Nas down. J. Cole thought it was him.
He did.
I was just thinking yesterday that Nas has got to be thinking, I wish I didn't put that verse on this song.
Oh, he did put a verse
He
on the
did.
song.
They did that rodeo joint together. Yeah.
Remix.
Oh, that's a terrible one to do it on too. Something called rodeo.
Yeah.
Oh.
That song was
bad.
hard. That song
It gets
was,
worse.
that song was solid at the time.
Oh yeah, I can't listen to it no more.
Yeah,
Lil Nas X.
do you think, is he a better troll than Tekashi?
Yes.
Are they on the same level?
Yes.
I think they might be on
better.
the same level.
I think
don't-
it's better because,
Why do you think he's better?
well, it works. Every time he does something like it works to the highest level. So if you a troll and this is what you're seeking out of his attention, then he's got that every time. So yeah, it's got to be better. Like we've seen Tekashi do it. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it hits for a day or so and then it's over. Like this has been like 2 straight weeks. We've been talking about Lil Nas and this shit based off everything that's came out. It's working for him. So
It's
he's
the
all
shock
in with
value
this shit.
show.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It's working for him. I feel like Tekashi is a little bit better at it because he's so instantly and anytime he wants can get the attention.
Right,
it seems
right,
like.
right.
But yeah, Lil Nas is obviously
Yeah.
a very good person at getting people riled up. What I don't understand is all the people that are so upset with him or freaking out, complaining and shit.
Yeah, I don't understand
And this
that.
is specifically the Christians have really gotten upset about his Satan
It's how you bring up that devil.
video and Satan shoes.
Yeah.
I just don't like personally. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
because who cares?
it doesn't affect. I don't give a shit. Like
Who cares what he does?
Like, I had flesh in my flesh, blood in my blood. Like, Dark Man X covered in blood on the cover. Like, what we talking about? Devil worship and shit.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is going to be affiliated with the music industry, regardless of the artist that you're talking about. You're going to see some satanic or devil type influence stuff with a lot of, honestly, your favorite artists. You know, they've probably done some shit like that before where it could be interpreted that way or can conspiracy theorists will pick it apart. Ultimately, I think it just made a lot of people uncomfortable. But it's like, if it does, then you shouldn't watch it, type thing. So, yeah.
I'm on the same as you, Carl. Just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Don't get. This is the same advice I have every time there's a troll.
Right.
If you don't want the troll to be successful, just don't pay attention to him. You don't gotta buy these shoes. You don't gotta.
I mean, they got you worried. They got you to watch the video. I still haven't seen the video.
Send it to him.
Did I send the video?
Nah. You had said something about it.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I didn't watch the whole video. No, I clicked on the video. I was going down my YouTube.
3 minutes.
Just I got the trending list on YouTube. I was going down the trending list. At the time, I was like number 3 on the trending list or something like that. And look, I was just thinking it was going to be the new Lil Nas X song. And then I picked up my phone, I saw the video. I'm like, nah, this ain't for me. And then once the lyrics, once you hear those two, and I'm like, nah, I'm good on this all the way, bro. Because he talking about some wild shit in the song about what he. Yeah, I mean, look.
I didn't notice that.
Talking about, I won't repeat anything because I don't want to be taken the wrong way. But look, he's talking about some wild acts that may be done in the bedroom.
Oh wow!
In this song,
and I'm like,
that's when I immediately turned it off. I'm like, oh look.
He was getting fucked in the video.
By Satan.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I mean,
it's a wild boy right there.
Wow.
You gotta see the video just to experience and understand what happened.
He's playing every character in there too.
Yeah.
So it's like he's fucking himself. It's weird.
But I just think it's dumb. I just ignore him. He's obviously looking to.
I like the tweet he said.
To get attention
when he was like, "I've been planning this rollout for 9 months. Y'all not gonna win." I was like, he's standing on this shit like, I knew how y'all would react like this. I'm good. Like, this is what I wanted.
He said he gonna put Kirk Franklin on the next record.
It's too easy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he said he's gonna put Kirk Franklin on the next record.
Yeah, he playing into it.
It's too easy, bro. People want to be mad so bad. Why do I care about what he does? I'm fully aware as a Christian that not everybody feels the same way that I do.
How you feel about your boy Joyner? His reaction to him when he was saying like talking about the kids or whatever and da.
I feel like as a parent it makes sense because YouTube just throws up suggestions. So I'm sure the kid is watching mad.
I ain't looking at it like that.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying though. He's saying like, man, a kid may have subscribed to you because this is what you were branded as originally.
And Lil Nas' response was like, I literally talk about sipping lean and adultery in that song. If you let your kids listen to it, that's on you. But it's like, bro, you know kids love that song.
But it's not that though. It's the imagery though. The imagery is such kid-like and like such a fun style video in Old Town Road, and then you completely did a 180 to what we have now. So I get that perspective.
Well, he hadn't came out when Old Town Road was out. He came out afterwards.
Afterwards.
Which I still don't know if.
But still, I can't trust you. You gotta be the same person. To me, all the time, regardless of...
Even if he always has been a troll? Well, like, we don't know.
He wasn't a troll at first. He didn't have to troll to get Old Town Road to go. I guess Old Town Road is a troll.
He played into they trying to shove me out of country. He played into that.
But I feel like after Old Town Road...
He benefited from that.
That's what I'm saying. He played into that. They trying to hold it back by having the country record and being on the charts and all this.
He benefited from that.
But that song and that rodeo song... I feel like he's clearly talented.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't like seeing people that are talented do all this chorus shit.
Right.
It's like, I get it. I get if you do the Old Town Road thing initially to get attention and stuff. Yeah. And I agree with you. That is a troll of sorts.
Yeah.
But once you have the attention, you have the spotlight, and you're talented, just put out good music.
Yeah.
But he is fully in on.
But at the same time, Old Town Road is like, I think it's like the biggest record of all time. Mm-hmm. When your first record is the biggest record of all time and you have all that attention, you need to keep getting that attention at some point. Like, so I kind of get it. And he's always been a troll all the way throughout. So it's like, I'm going to continue to do this so I can keep starting up this attention. So I kind of get it on both sides of what you're saying. But that was a huge
eventually,
fucking
though,
record.
he's setting himself up, though, because eventually people are just going to get tired and stop paying attention. And like and I get it, you only have a certain amount of time within the music industry anyway before people don't give a fuck about it. But I think he's like limited in his amount of time because he's going to get so much hate in certain spaces where he won't be able to maneuver the way that he wants to or get that kind of reciprocation. That
He might not care about longevity.
He might not.
I think we eliminate that from the
that.
conversation. Like, some artists just want the big lick and want to get what they get out of it for while they had their run, and then when it's over, they good.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't believe that because there's nobody that gets the spotlight and it's just like, hey, I don't want the spotlight anymore. There's not nobody that doesn't do that. But that's not a troll move. I agree with you.
Right.
I think I think the troll stuff has such a short return on it that it gets you big boom results initially, but you have to continue to troll bigger. You can't troll less.
Yeah.
You can't do something that's not as extravagant as the last thing. So you have to continue to go up, and you just
It's
can't
the
do that.
millennials.
That's true.
It's for the millennials.
But,
it's
yeah.
to get the instant results, but not the sustained long term success. That's the
It's
millennial
stupid.
thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
it's
what
dumb.
pretty much.
It's about having eyes. I have all eyes on you. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So I get it, man.
Hey, it's like I said.
I
Go
don't know
ahead
if
and watch
people
that
know
video.
either. Like, I seen, like, he's like a huge, like, Nicki Minaj stan.
I've heard that before.
So maybe this is what he wanted to be doing anyway. Like, this type of motherfucking reaction to shit, doing the wild videos, being
If that's the
heterosexual.
case, then yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense. But still, be that same person though. Initially, I don't open that door all of a sudden and like, oh shit, like he didn't ease anybody into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. It's the shock value behind it.
Yeah.
So
do y'all have any
can't be
respect for, like, so do you remember way back when Max was doing this and we had this discussion about if Tekashi was a genius?
because
of his
specialized knowledge.
Yeah. Do you have respect in regards to somebody that is able to garner attention the way that those two do?
To a certain level.
Because I feel like I guess, but I feel like you sacrifice, and I don't respect them because I feel like they sacrifice a part of themselves.
There's no self-respect.
Right,
I
that's
think
what I'm saying.
anybody that's willing
Right.
to degrade themselves
Right.
enough
Yeah.
can become a troll.
That's where it
It's
gets-
just
yeah.
you're willing to shit on yourself or become a piece of shit to get attention. I'm not impressed
A
by
lot of
that.
people aren't willing to take it that far that they do.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
so-
because they're. I mean, I get you're probably scared about judgment from like people that are around you, like your family members and stuff like that. So a lot of people don't take it that far, but at the same time, I feel like the stuff that Lil Nas X and Tekashi does is stuff that's not really them at the same time. It's just they know it's going to be a reaction out of it, so that's why they do it. It's not something that they they grew up on or that. So when you go against your own morals and values and stuff like that, then how can I respect you?
That's a
for
good
that?
point.
And it's nothing to. I can't prove that this is not what they've always believed or anything like that. But I'm gonna say that this is not because this is how they were initially presented. So therefore, I'm gonna think that everything you're doing now is a lie.
I agree.
It's hard to respect because it's kind of like low-hanging fruit.
Right.
Right.
thrill
You're just
factor
doing
and
what's
shit.
easy. And like you say, because anybody can do it. Like people would say what you want about Tekashi. He is talented in some sense. Like he can make a song. And
Got a lot of charisma.
It just sounds good. He has a talent there. So you say like you don't necessarily have to do these things to be. You might not be the level of artist that you are if you didn't do it. But you could have a successful career and probably sustain it much longer and make much more money over the course of time if you played the long game instead of going for the like initial shock value. Oh, this is gonna give me 100 million views in a month. Yeah. But then nobody's gonna care about the song after that. It's just so I don't know. It's a fine line.
It's like a comedian telling fart jokes. Like I'm gonna laugh just because I can't help it.
Right.
But it's not like I think you're like a genius, hilarious comedian. You're like you like you said, low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
You took something that we all know is funny and you did it. But not impressed. Not impressed overall.
Anybody can go streaking type shit, but who's gonna do it?
Right.
Who got the balls to do this shit?
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure.
What else?
Hip hop wise, only thing I got, of course, YB is locked up, and then it looks like his little clone brother tried to do the same thing.
Clone brother.
Who was that?
NLE.
Oh,
Chopper.
is that a thing?
I think he's like a YB impersonator of sorts.
This is a young boy for the kids that are not cool like myself.
NBA young boy.
I've never heard of that, but I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah, I mean that's what I feel like. I feel like some young boy babies in the game for sure, like NLE Chopper, Jada Youngin.
Is that what we're gonna do with any of the young artists that pops? That is like
With me.
a credit of somebody else coming up that's like I can make a similar lane of music that's because of them.
I feel like that has been.
We've always done that though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's the natural reaction right now because we have more of a genre that isn't like anything before.
True.
So before there was more of different rap categories. You just go the conscious route, the boom bap. There was like really
Radio
specific genres of hip hop. Now that it's gone into like a genre-less genre where it's mixing in so many different styles, I feel like the only way we know how to do it is say it's similar to these other artists.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, but NBA, he got some federal charges right now. His bond just got denied.
They
like a
gun charges or
$500,000 gun charges, some drug charges from back in September of 2020 that he had a warrant for. So, and he was on a run too. Like apparently he led the police on a chase, and once they caught him, the car stopped. He got out and started to flee on foot. What? They put the dogs on him.
The dog get on bring them dogs out. They gonna get you.
Put the dogs
I didn't know any
Apparently
of
the dog didn't bite him or nothing, but got him to give himself up.
Lucky break.
Yeah, right. So he's
so they say.
doing some fair time right now. We'll see.
The dog not gonna bite you once they get you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And then NLE Chopper, his shit is wild. Apparently his car got repossessed. I'm not sure why. But instead of paying the fee to just get it out of the lot, he decided to jump over the fence with ski mask himself. He ski masked up
he's stupid.
and got arrested for it. But he said he was set up, but I don't get how you're set up for jumping over a fence.
You was set up, you put ski mask on to go get your car back.
I thought we were going to Taco Bell. I was just trying to mask up.
Look, I don't know what occurred, but he had a big ass smile in his mugshot, which is hilarious.
With the diamonds.
Yeah, which is hilarious. But
I seen his beatbox freestyle. That shit was kind of hard.
Honestly, bro, the first minute or so, you'd be like, it's kind of trash. But towards the end,
I just
he
like a little
kills it.
snippet.
Really?
He was going off.
I gotta check it out. I kinda like his
he
music.
kills it.
That's probably the part I seen.
Like,
It was like a little 30-second
the
snippet.
flow
of it.
switch ups and shit.
Yeah.
It's fire. Because at first I was listening to it, I was like, this ain't it. But as you start, you're like, okay, he really riding this shit now. So I got some respect for him as an artist or whatever. He spent 24 hours in jail and he put out the beatbox shit, and it's also his first day out song.
I did see something about that.
How you do 24 hours to put out a first day out? You can't do that.
Hey, whatever
You can't do
works.
that. It should be a time like you should.
I mean, it's his first
at
day
least
out.
a week. At least a week.
Did he talk about it on it?
He said something about being like I'm fresh out, or it's my first day out, or something like that. He mentions it for sure. He does mention it. But nah, bro, you can't do that. You can't do that.
No, not a good look.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Your boy Rod Wave.
Yeah,
So I was talking about.
what were you said you had something to talk to us about Rod Wave?
Well, he would.
Question for us or
He
something?
did an interview recently, and they was asking him about different artists who want to work with. He say he loves Ed Sheeran. He wants to do an album with Ed Sheeran on that type of level.
Yeah.
That's a wild choice
full-blown
right
R&B
there.
artist. Like, he has R&B artist.
No,
but
a lot of for some reason, like I don't know, Florida fuck with Ed Sheeran on a different level.
That's crazy.
Because Kodak said that before. He wanted to do an album with Ed
Get
Sheeran
outta
too.
here.
Yeah, he loved Ed Sheeran. Like he was like, man, I was in the cell.
What that
I
connection
don't know.
is.
He was like, I was in the cell listening to Ed, and I'm like, I got to do a song with this boy.
I know he's a big hip hop fan.
Yeah,
Sheeran,
vice versa. He loves hip hop.
He did some little like rap type songs on his. I like him quite a bit.
Yeah, that last project when he had a bunch of rappers on there.
Super random.
Yeah, they love him on another level. on another level, like idolize Ed Sheeran. I don't know why.
So weird, but continue. Sorry,
I like him too.
Interrupted here.
But anyway, yeah, they was asking about artists he wanted to work with, and he was naming a few people, and then they asked him would he work with Drake, and and then he brought up like, well, I was supposed to be on that Lemon Pepper freestyle with him.
Oh wow!
But the verse I didn't like how my voice sounded. He said, and I kind of got cold feet because, when you do that first Drake record, it's going to be out of here. Everybody going to be on it. And I didn't want that to be my one with him or something like that. So I kind of got cold feet and didn't want to put my verse on there. I said I was good. He said, it didn't say if Ross was on there beforehand or whatever, but he's like, nah, I couldn't do it. I was like, I thought it was kind of odd. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, I respect that because if you don't like it though, then why put it out? I mean, if you ain't really feeling it, it won't his best work, and this is what it's probably a song that he wants to listen to. You know what I'm saying? This is my collaboration with Drake. I don't want it to be just something that say like, I'll put a verse on it. He want to make sure. And I don't listen to that.
Use it for, but
I don't listen to that Lemon Pepper freestyle and be like, I can hear Raw Wave on this.
No, I was a little
to me.
When you said that, but Drake. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm glad it didn't happen because I think the Ross pairing is too perfect.
Right, exactly. And I'm not sure how Raw Wave comes, like, because it's not a type like a singing type beat necessarily. And I'm not a huge.
I can hear him getting his melodies off on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of his like just straight rap voice. Like if he was just straight up rapping without the growl or nothing in there, it's not very entertaining.
Yeah, I just thought it was odd. They just turned it down. Like at least be like, yo, send me another beat or something. Like get me on something else.
We can do
like
something
don't just
else.
say like I'm good. Like because he might not hit you up again.
Apparently, that 3-pack from Drake is just a warm up though.
Yeah.
I mean, like Drake is saying like we ain't seen nothing yet type shit. That's what he
we're waiting on
officially
Certified Lover
told
Boy.
DJ Academics.
Yeah.
Like he got some shit coming that's really gonna fuck the game up. Type
I mean, he
stuff.
been saying that since he announced the album.
Oh yeah,
That's
I
gonna be
guess,
that.
but he
So,
confirmed it. DJ Academics showed the messages.
I just thought that's what everybody says when they have a new album coming out.
Yeah, I think he said that.
Yeah, I mean,
last
it's
year.
different when it's coming from Drake. I feel like.
No, he said it last year when he put out the name. He was like, it's gonna be on the level. He's like, I make music where I think people ain't gonna respect us out a few years, like Take Care or something. He's like, it's gonna be that changing of the game, like Take Care was. Like that's what he said. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see that. We'll definitely see. But yeah, man, Raw Wave. I'm still on the album. Heavy.
I listened to it a lot this week.
Heavy,
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Big fan. It was slower than I would prefer. I do like the older album a little bit better, but the more I listen, the more
It's gonna grow on you.
the whole gang. I could probably throw like 6 or 7 songs off of it that I really, really like.
A lot of these songs are gonna blow up, but one of the songs I think is gonna blow up is "What's Love." I don't know what reality.
Is that a Fat Joe flip?
Huh?
Is that a Fat Joe flip?
What?
What's love? What Ashanti?
No, it's not. It's not. No, it's called "What's Love."
He did flip that Drake record though, right?
What?
Over My Dead Body.
Oh yeah, that shit is fire, bro.
Yeah, that was a sample. I think he talked about that in that interview too. How he had to get him to clear that sample so he can do that record.
Man, that shit
gotta
is
go check that
fire.
one out.
He kills it. He kills
I do like
that
that
shit.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sang the same hook. I think it was the same hook.
I think Rod Wave is in that top tier of artists in the rap game right now. He's with like I said, he's not really a rapper, but you know what he's categorized as.
You think so?
He's up there with Lil Baby and Lil
of course y'all love
Durk
him.
and stuff like that. Like
What's his record that you know him by? What's that record?
Hard on Ice. Everybody knows
That's
that.
the biggest
That
hit.
brings
Probably.
off. Yeah.
That's
Right.
the biggest hit I'm
That
aware
brings
of. I didn't know what category he was in, like tier-wise, until I was just looking up those first week sales from this past project. It was between 125 and 150. The last project was at, I believe, at 75,000. So, I mean, it seems like he's in that upper range. I don't know exactly what we mean by upper tier as far as if we're putting him in with like Uzi and stuff like that, but
I feel like he still needs that smash.
Yeah, I don't think
Hard on Ice is his big record that I guess people know him by, but is that his smash? Does he have a smash? Is that a smash record? Like,
I mean, it's
you hearing it
it was
everywhere.
thinking radio?
Not even radio. Like
That's kind of what I think.
Like,
with
say
the
Lil
smash.
Baby, you know-
he doesn't have that.
I mean, what's the fucking record called? Can't think of it right now. But you heard that Smash record where you know that was the one. That was the one for them. I don't think he's had that yet.
I will say I haven't heard Rod anywhere else.
Right.
I agree with you in that sense. Like I don't hear him on the radio. I don't hear his name mentioned all over Twitter and shit. But he apparently has a massive fan base. So
oh yeah, he definitely does. He definitely got a fan base.
I mean, I think you're. I don't know. You're right. He don't have no top 10 hits for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like
there are no top 10.
I feel like
hits.
once he has that smash, then you could put him in that top tier situation because then he has the fans, the numbers, and the smash record. It's like
that's
Hard on Ice peaked at 25 on the top 100 on the Hot 100.
Okay.
That's not that high.
Rags to Riches. That's a big song. That was number 12.
I like that song. That's probably one of my favorite.
That was number 12 on there.
But I think you could attribute that a lot to Lil Baby.
Right. He just got a lot of songs that's on the Hot 100. It might not be like highly ranked, but he just got a bunch of them.
That might be more beneficial.
So
right before you got here, me and Carl were talking a little bit about it. He's got some kind of unique feature to his music that I think there's like a slow burn to it that it kind of catches you later. But I could be totally off because obviously I can only speak on my perspective from this. But I told you when I first got put on to him, I wasn't impressed, and then way after. It just clicked one day, and that album became my favorite. This new one that just came out, same thing. Kind of the first week, I was like, "It's cool," but I don't find anything I'm super impressed by. And this week, it hit me super hard. And then when you're talking about all the numbers and stuff, like we just said, he doesn't have a smash hit, but apparently people are connecting with dude.
But people stream a lot of his music a lot,
right,
so yeah.
Right.
So I don't know what that means or what it is, but it does seem like he has some replay value to where the more you listen, it seems to connect.
Which is probably better.
Yeah.
To have a lot of replay value on your projects than to just have
one or
two smashes.
Your songs are gonna last. Rod Wave is an artist that 10 years from now is like, oh, we can play this back, and it's at any point in time it can it's relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's always gonna be a good song. It's not gonna be like, oh, this definitely aged. You know, that's not what you're gonna be saying when you listen to Rod Wave.
Well, hopefully not, because if that sound ages, all of his music's gonna be old.
Yeah, right.
It's to be determined. We'll see.
It does sound very.
It's just R&B though.
It's very similar.
It's the same shit we always listen to, or the same shit that you could play today. You know, that's what it sounds like to me. It's like a modern day R&B. That's just pretty much what it is. So that's why I think it won't age or anything like that. It's gonna be Rod Wave songs. It's always gonna ring off.
We shall see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benny album from 2 weeks ago is the other one that I've had plenty of time now to go back and listen to and really make an opinion. And that album is fire.
Yeah.
Plugs I Met too.
Yeah.
Absolute fire.
Yeah, you went in.
He really makes good songs now. I don't know if that was always the case. I got on him a little bit later than other people did.
Yeah.
But I feel like at this point in time,
he's putting together complete projects and shit now. Yeah.
Great hooks and beats and stuff to go with his already top tier raps. I think that's why he's so much further ahead of the other two within the group when you talk about like just fans.
That's always gonna be the case. I mean, it's always gonna be spitters out there. It's always gonna be guys who can rap circles around people. But when it comes to getting in the actual studio and making songs, a lot of that shit don't matter no more. You know, it kind of it feels like, yeah, I mean, it's a part of the music for sure. But the biggest part is just like making it all cohesive, you know. You gotta be able to ride the beat.
You start to polish the shit off.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's to me. I think I started kind of explaining this before we started recording, but like initially, I was a huge fan, or a long time ago, I was a huge fan of like Philly rap. You know, there was a bunch of bar spitters out there. You had Cassidy, you had guys like Reed Dollaz,
Beanie Siegel.
I mean, they were real. They had a big presence on YouTube or whatever. Just guys going on in the street rapping. Meek Mill used to do that shit all the time. But I used to say back then, I was like, man, but the only person I really can see, especially after Cassidy fell off, that could make it out of Philly, even though everybody around here is a spitter, was Meek Mill.
It was
because he was the only one, even though he wasn't barred up like the other guys. He could make the songs.
Presence. He had the presence too.
Yeah, he could make the songs though. You know, like he knew what it took to make a hit.
Are you giving Meek some credit right now?
It sounded like it.
No, that's what I've always said about Meek.
It also sounded like disrespect to the Fresh Prince. He had no respect for the Fresh Prince.
Who? Will Smith?
That was way before the era you talking about.
He don't spit no bars. I'm talking about gangsters. I'm not talking about getting jiggy with it.
You gotta get jiggy with it sometimes.
Nah, bro. Nah, I don't even think of him when I think of Philadelphia rap. I'm sorry, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I mean,
he had a breakthrough though. You just gave Meek some props for being a song maker.
He did.
Wow.
He can make songs. He just can't rap that well. He can make songs.
But you bottled it in coming up from the spitters of Philly. So how you say he can't rap?
He did.
No, I didn't say
the spitters from Philly. He makes great songs.
But he did also say just because he didn't have as good of bars as everybody else, he did say that.
Okay.
He didn't. But he could always make songs. And that's why when he signed to Grand Hustle, I was like, oh shit, this dude's gonna blow.
Grand Hustle.
That's who he's originally signed to. Then he got locked up, and then he signed to Rick Ross after he got locked up. Yeah, he signed to T.I. when he had the braids still. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I mean that's what always matters, man. It's the song makers, bro, not the bar spitters.
Gotta make hits.
Anymore. If you want to be a bar spitter, holler at URL.
I think the melody stuff sticks in your head better too.
It does.
As far as that Rod Wave stuff I was talking about, I think just the singing, you just get a song or a melodic part in your head really easily, as compared to remembering a fire bar.
It's very easier to remember a melody than to hear the barred up rap that somebody say.
A lot of the times you be like, what'd he say?
Yeah.
Well, you thinking you can't think of the motherfuckers be spitting that shit so fast that
at the same time, you got an appreciation for that. I still have an appreciation for making me want to play it back to hear what you just said.
Sure.
No
doubt. I mean, that's all a part of the music, and I'm not trying to get lost and say we don't need anybody in the rap game. We need that balance for sure.
And at the same time, that creates replay value. You have to replay it to hear the bars.
You need that balance, but it's just no longer the thing, or I guess it probably never was, or maybe it hasn't been for a very long time, where somebody just has to be the best rapper in the game for them to be the best rapper in the game, if that makes sense.
I said this months ago, remember? I said that era is gone where the best rappers are going to be the best barred up people. Mm-hmm. I think that era is gone. We got the Lil Babies and the Roddies. These are the best rappers right now.
You did say that. I think I remember that conversation. I disagreed that it won't go back to the opposite. But you definitely had. I was saying it's over.
For a while. Drake, Cole, and Kendrick are the last of their kind.
Yeah, I don't believe that part, but
I believe it. You know what I'm saying?
To be the biggest artist and to be the best rapper.
What we just said, you're not getting the smashes off being the barred up rapper. You got to have the great hit, the great song maker, and all this other shit. So yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. So your boy Massage. Back out here, they still adding up. They're over 20 now, right?
He hit the 20 mark?
I think he hit the 20 mark.
Okay.
Well, but apparently
get your numbers up.
Yeah.
This massage therapist did an interview with somebody that, of course, did a massage on Mr. Massage Watson. And apparently she just walked through the whole situation. She was like, she's massaged thousands of athletes and thousands of people. She's like, he was the only one that wanted to be fully naked to get his massage. And he didn't want to use the sheet that they use. He just wanted to use a little towel to place over his situation.
Oh, wow.
So he came in, laid down, put the towel down, and he only wanted massages around his quad areas and lower abdomen. It's the area he wanted her to work in.
He doesn't have a good offensive line, so...
So those could be the parts with the most tension. I mean, that's not incriminating.
Sure,
yeah,
but
it's odd.
Let me finish.
Right.
So
that's what he said.
Apparently, I think after a while for doing it, he just went there and snatched the towel off. Of course, my man had a strong one on down there. And she said apparently he had a little pre-nut going on the stomach. And basically told her like, yeah, you can move that around, work around that if that gets in your way, or do whatever you want to do with it. So it made it mad awkward for old girl.
That's wild.
I was like, oh, your boy out here wilding.
No, I mean,
she's like the whole setup of the day. Like even before he came, he wanted to come in through the back, have it in a situation where nobody else was there. Like she's like nobody ever sets their massages up like this. So she said off the bat it was weird to me. So the whole situation is. Your boy wildin'. It's a wild boy.
So hold on. One of the chicks came out and said like she massaged him multiple times though, and then after that she was like, after a few times she told him that they had to end the relationship. But wouldn't you say that after the first time though? Unless the money is just the money that good.
That one's tough for me to understand. I thought the exact same thing. If you really felt uncomfortable.
Right. Like, you wouldn't do it again.
I don't go back to uncomfortable situations.
Right.
If something went bad the first time, or even if it was just discomfort, like he made some weird comment or whatever.
Right.
I'm done. I'm not going back a second time. So to get to 3-4 times, I thought I had read at least one of them. That part is weird to me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I pretty much moved over to the side that I believe he's probably not.
My man trying to settle.
It's not like
right now.
It's not, he was out here doing what he do best, scrambling out the pocket.
Yeah, he got to
He was getting in girls' DMs. They had settlements, trying to do settlements in the DMs. Like, all right, bro, now you scrambling. You kind of telling on yourself.
I'm surprised he hasn't hit the NFL exempt list there yet.
It ain't happened yet, but it's probably coming.
It's coming. It's going to have to. Yeah. I mean, he can't have this kind of conduct or things going on off the field and not be on the exempt list, or he's going to get suspended.
I don't think he should be on the exempt list, but
he's going to get suspended as well.
Maybe. I think
suspension is coming regardless.
I think I had said it to Moss that it's really there's going to be like one major moment when they turn stuff over to the police, which they've been hesitant to do for a little bit now.
Right.
Where once that happens, the evidence is either going to be so overwhelming that he's immediately put onto that exempt list and the suspensions start coming, or it's going to reveal that there's literally nothing but bullshit claims, and he gets clear. It's not going any one.
At the same time, you see how they dealt with AB when his shit came out. You had to be gone until we figured this out.
Yeah, he was on the exempt list.
So it's like,
or actually,
that don't happen.
A team wouldn't even sign him at first until it was confirmed that he was on the exempt list,
right,
or not. Because I don't think you can put somebody on the exempt list until they actually have a contract with the NFL.
I feel like without the police being involved, that
doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's all about the perception. So
protecting the shield.
Right now, the NFL has really no choice, regardless of what happens. I think he's at least going to be seeing a 4 to 6 game suspension at the minimum, regardless of what happens next.
I can see it.
Because it looks so bad for you in the NFL already. The NFL is going to have to have a stance of, we don't support this on some kind of level.
I'm just trying to think of anybody that wasn't arrested at all.
Ben Roethlisberger was never arrested.
I mean, AB wasn't arrested.
Or AB, or these there was never. Yeah, he was arrested for something else.
He wasn't arrested for the sexual.
He was arrested for beating up that dude who was dropping off his stuff or something like that.
I don't know. It is what it is.
It's all about the perception thing with the NFL and protecting the shield type thing. So I think it's definitely a suspension looming for Deshaun Watson after this shit clears up.
The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because it's the off season.
Yeah, right. And they're looking to collect more information.
Yeah, I don't think it's far
and see what's going on. But
that's all I'm saying.
It's for sure he's going to get a suspension.
If this was in the middle of a season, he wouldn't be on the field.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Would not play a game.
Not be on the field.
He would be on the exempt list. They probably wouldn't suspend him yet because suspension means you're not going to get paid. If you're on the exempt list, you're still going to get paid. So he would be on the exempt list right now, but he will not start the first game on any team in 2021.
So does this mean he gonna go for the low now? If people still trying to get him, or people gonna wait until all this shit is clear?
Yeah, nobody's gonna trade.
Nobody's gonna trade for him until there's a NFL decision.
You don't want to trade for him and then some more shit come out.
But even still, if it comes out that it's not, it won't really nothing. Does
his
that
trade
still
value still
lower
goes down.
his value? Yeah, I
for
would
sure.
think so. Yeah.
Like I said, it's damaged at this point.
Right.
It's like everything for him is damaged.
Yeah.
Like his endorsement deals, regardless of what happens,
Yeah,
people are
'cause-
still gonna be able to Google this, and it's
Oh,
associated
it's
with
on
your name.
We bringing you in as the face of our franchise now. It's going.
It's gonna hurt his career.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
he's late in
Let's go
that.
get it together, man. God damn, boy.
I mean,
Like, he might have a problem. Like, he might have like an obsession with like massage pornos or something. Because like the whole setup feels like he thinks this is how it's supposed to go down.
yeah, right.
Like, I don't see this happening no other way. I'm supposed to come in, be naked, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is like how he sees this supposed to happen.
I
It's
know
kinda
we
weird.
covered this, but a lot of it doesn't look good for him. Like just a common sense level of interpreting it is like, yeah, I mean, I don't get why you're doing that. I don't get why you're picking them up on Instagram. That's all kind of odd to me. It's just, it is what it is.
So
though.
many. Like,
But
you
the
can't just
good
find
thing,
one massage therapist. Like,
good thing if he does get suspended 4 to 6 games, they've extended this regular season to 17 games. So
They did.
you still get an extra game out of him, even if he is suspended. I think we all knew the 17-game season was coming.
They've been talking about it the past few years.
It was so definite. I didn't even think it was really news.
Right, it wasn't.
I don't think much of it.
They probably would have did it last season if COVID didn't
If they
happen.
would have let him.
Right.
Yeah.
If they would have let him. I think it's kind of odd, though. A little bit. I mean, I think a 17-game season will be a little bit odd. And then it just goes against everything the NFL has been promoting as far as like concussion awareness and all of that. It's like, why would you want to...
They lessened the preseason games, though, didn't they?
We got rid of 3 of
Yeah,
them.
but your star players don't play in those anyway.
Yeah, it's true.
I think they should just add in a second bye week, and for whatever reason, that makes me feel better.
You definitely should add a second bye
I think they
week.
should do 2 bye weeks, and I feel like they won't, because then they have weeks off where nobody's watching anything. But I feel like they should just make them set bye weeks for everybody.
Yeah, like
Just
this
week
everybody takes a
7
break here.
and week 13,
Yeah.
Right.
where these are off weeks. Then everybody is off. Then you're
Yeah,
not
but they
having
ain't
to
gonna
worry
have
about
no-
the unfair shit and all that.
Yeah. But they ain't going to have no dead week
Right,
of
exactly,
football. Yeah,
exactly.
they're not going to do that during the season.
No.
But I feel like I agree with you in regards to adding the game is opposite of player safety. But in a way, I feel like if you think about it,
It's another check.
it's kind of a way for them to, if they decreased, like, not that this was ever an option,
Right.
but if they decrease the season because of player safety, then they're kind of admitting that the game is unsafe.
Right.
So by like adding
it
more
is
game
unsafe.
right?
Yeah.
Well, we all know that,
Yeah.
but they won't endorse it as an unsafe game. So I kind of see why they don't care at all about adding the week 17 for player safety shit.
They don't care, especially this year, because they're trying to increase revenue.
Make up for last
They got to make up for last year, so that's why it's like it was bound to happen for the 17-game season, regardless.
They didn't add that extra playoff spot, did they?
I don't know. I saw something
That was
about
last year.
6 or 7.
So they did do that last year, right?
Yeah.
It's
Are
17.
they going to
now.
continue doing that, adding that extra playoff spot?
No, I think they're going to stick with the 17s, right? 17.
Okay,
each.
so that was just for the COVID season.
Yeah,
Right.
no, they're going to stick. That's the new playoff format. Is that the number 1 seeds get the first round bye. Everybody else plays. It's the super wild card weekend. And I don't think they're adding any more to the playoffs right now.
It worked really good.
I think
It did
that
work
was
really
the
well.
most solid, because I mean that first you got 3 games, 6 games.
Yeah.
On that first playoff weekend, that's
Yeah.
fire. That's lit.
Saturday and Sunday, 3 games a
Yeah,
day.
3 games apiece.
Yeah.
That's lit. No, the NFL's not going away from that at all. I don't think they should add more to it, because then it just gets too funky. It's certain teams that you don't want to see in the postseason and don't deserve
That's true.
to have a spot. And when we start getting
Sneaking in.
8 teams deep, we shouldn't do that. It
That's
was
too
only
much.
16
That's
teams in each
Yeah,
conference.
half the league will
We
be in
don't
the
need that.
playoffs.
Yeah.
We don't need that
Right.
at all, because we know it's only on any given season 4 good teams.
That's the problem.
You know what I'm saying? 4 actual good teams.
That's the problem that we have with the NBA. Or we've mentioned that before.
That's why the first rounds are so
those first
bad.
round games are usually so terrible, because you got teams that aren't even 500 in the playoffs. There's 16 teams. It's too many.
Yeah, they have no business in there whatsoever. A lot of interesting stuff's been going on with the NFL, though. I just have one question. Do we ever remember when contracts were being signed in the offseason, where they're talking about void years added to a contract.
No, this is definitely the first year that phrase has become common knowledge.
And it's been like common practice for signing deals. And I'm like, well, if you could get over on the salary, because I think the salary cap is like one of those imaginary things as well, too, because you can move like a lot of money different ways to where it's not really affecting you.
Ways around it.
And it'll affect you in later years. But pretty much that's what they're doing. These void years they're adding years into a contract of which they know a player won't be on that team during that time, but it just spreads the cap hit over the time. So the team might pay, $1 million or, $3 million for that person, even though they're not on the team, but it's just like, it'll be in 2023 or something like that.
I feel like that's what they was doing anyway. They just didn't have that void name on it. They was always pushing the money back to where like that last year option to where we don't have to pay you that, we can trade you or do whatever or renegotiate.
Well, this is when like, all right, we know Ben Roethlisberger is going to retire most likely after this season. But the way they constructed his contract is that he'll be on Pittsburgh's books till like 2023, 2024.
Oh, that's what y'all do. Y'all was paying old boy that can't play no more for like 2-3 seasons after, like
who's that?
Shazier. Y'all was paying him.
No, we re-signed him though.
Right.
They signed Shazier into a contract to like strictly rehab and stuff like that for that.
Right.
But I mean, I haven't heard that these void years have been popping up. That's what old boy's deal is from the Saints. The Taysom Hill. Yeah. A lot of void years factored into it. And I'm just like, when has this become a thing? And if it's such a like revolution, like why hasn't it been something that's been announced or done before? I see it so often now that or maybe teams didn't do it before because the salary cap wasn't like getting lower.
It's probably another thing you can attribute to COVID.
Yeah,
because the salary, no fans all season, most of the season. It's like you probably added to that.
I guess this is weird.
My answer is kind of similar to what Moss was saying before. I think it was happening before, and they've now got a pretty name for it, and they announce more contract stuff all over Twitter and shit that we know more about now. Yeah. And then the other thing is, I mean, that's been something that baseball specifically, I know.
They do it for sure.
They have the one dude that's making $1 million a year for 25 years after his career finished. Even guys that are getting contracts right now, they'll sign for a 7-year contract and be set up to get paid for the next 15 or something like that. So, I mean, it's just deferred money. It's just, like you said, imaginary numbers.
To play a big bulk at the beginning.
Yeah, they're just moving shit around to fit under the salary cap. I kind of like it because I think it's cool to see how they manipulate numbers to meet the overall season guideline, but they're really paying way above what
it's like one of those memes where it's like, where they be like, do you want to get 20 million just 1 year or get $1 million for the next 20 years or something like that? It's like one of those things. Like, what do you prefer? Like, would you rather get paid for the next 20 years or just get one lump sum right now?
Yeah, and the numbers are usually staggered, so you're choosing between making more over the long run.
Well,
so it usually be like you could take 20 now or $1 million for the next 30 years. And it's like, oh, so I'm getting more if I take less now, but
the difference here is though that the players they've already getting the money that we're talking about that counts against the cap years, they get that right then and there in that signing bonus.
Right.
So it just costs a team later, but the player already has the money.
It's like the opposite.
Right, it's the opposite.
Where they're paying the player up front to be a smaller hit.
Right, and then they just space it out over their cap
the rest of the contract
for the year. So that player is not going to get any money in 2023. You already got that.
Yeah.
So, that's the major difference there. Like I said, it's just a weird thing to me. I'm just like, where the fuck is all this void shit coming from? It's out of nowhere.
Moving them numbers, man. Moving them numbers around.
Money manipulation. Tax write-offs
like crazy
and shit and stuff like that to just make it seem
illegal.
Like you've earned less or more.
It seems illegal.
It's pretty gray area.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. But I guess in a year like this, you got to do whatever you can.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. Got to move them numbers.
That's all I have for the NFL, though, man.
Got anything else for us, Moss?
Do I? What else happened? It might be it.
I'm about tired of them trying to force us to care about women's basketball. I don't know if I'm going to be the only one here on this, but they have gone full on trying to make people care about women's basketball. It's all over Twitter now. You're getting the Complex Sports is tweeting their highlights and shit. ESPN is giving them
seen that one chick is like a beast.
Baylor?
Yeah, the Baylor foul.
Yeah.
I don't need to see all this shit. I am not paying attention to women's basketball. I don't want to watch it. I don't care if other people do.
Right.
Feel free. But stop trying to make me be a fan of some random little girl that plays for Oregon because she's good at basketball. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to watch it.
I ain't mad at it. I mean, I just ignore it. I'm not watching the game.
Yeah,
so it's just
I'm not going to watch.
I see it.
What?
I like being strong.
So, do you remember? I think Shaquille O'Neal said it like maybe a couple months ago that he advised that they should probably lower the rims.
Yeah, he said it to Candace.
Candace Parker got hot about that shit.
She got hot about it. But I honestly thought it was a good suggestion.
But coming from a woman's side, it's like, oh, y'all gonna make the game easier because we women, like we can't shoot on a 10-foot basket.
Right? That's what any sport.
You're not as good as us.
But all right, but doing that not only affects of course they can dunk, but it affects how you shoot too, shooting on the lower basket.
No
that
doubt.
changes the whole game of the game, not just being able to dunk.
I mean,
Right, but just, do you want fans though? Do you want fans or not?
Are you gonna start watching it if they can dunk
If they're
consistently?
jamming on chicks, I might.
I might watch it. If she's getting consistently yammed on.
I don't want to see a girl's fast break layup where they're not high enough to touch the bottom of the backboard. I do that.
I can do that.
I do that.
True.
I need your turnaround fadeaways are cool. I respect that they're talented at basketball.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're shitty at basketball. I'm saying their moves are not breathtaking. They're not doing things that I can't
Not jumping off the screen.
Right. I can't do it as well as they do. I can't make as many shots as they do. But I can shoot a three.
A finger roll?
I can make a layup.
A floater?
I can do an off the glass runner.
For sure. That shit LeBron doing?
Yeah, can't do it.
I can't do that shit.
Can't do it.
I can't do that shit. That's impressive.
I mean,
Shaq
sure, but you
stays
ain't got no
spicy.
LeBrons in the WNBA, so it's like
I mean, it's some big bitches
Get your weight up.
in there, man.
Shaq stays talking spicy to Candace. The
Yeah,
two of them,
they be
I don't
poking.
think they like each other.
yeah, they be poking at each other.
I thought it was a fair suggestion, though. It's just like, look, I mean, I guess she was on the whole like equality thing, like, but look,
It's like a baseball and softball
if
thing.
men are lifting,
They play, their fences are mad closer.
Right.
Softball field
right,
is super
that's what
small.
I'm saying. A softball is huge. It's much bigger.
Bigger ball,
right?
smaller field.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what we want here.
This is why it's entertaining for people.
I'm just being a devil's advocate.
Please do.
Because it just seems like, oh, you're gonna make it more childlike, like we not grown and can't play on the regular court and the regular basket. That's what I can see them having that defense about it.
So
it's like, don't make it like you gotta make it like a little league gym for me to play. I'm a grown woman. I can shoot an NBA three.
You can't
like,
dunk,
what we
though.
talking about?
But you can't dunk.
You can't dunk. Okay.
So I think there's a reasonable response to say we don't want to be treated any differently than they do. Keep our shit the same. But if that's what you want, you have to accept that not as many people are going to watch.
Right.
And when that happens, you can't get mad when you're given less resources and you're getting less TV time, less money.
Nobody wants to watch.
Nonsense.
It's like nobody wanted to watch the Spurs.
I think
you know it's good fundamental basketball,
Exactly.
but there wasn't no highlight plays going down. So
we want to see somebody.
I think that they need to stop being so selfish.
Oh,
I think they need to stop being so selfish.
I wish we started this.
They're worried about themselves. They're worried about themselves. They're not thinking about the little girl who wants to dunk. They're not thinking about her and maybe lowering the rim so that her dreams can be achieved in the future. They're being selfish.
Ooh,
That's what I think.
Spin zone, I like that one.
Yeah.
you know what can end all this? They need to set up an exhibition game with the All-Stars of the WNBA and the All-Stars of the NBA. And show y'all why this shit has to change.
That would be so unfair.
Do it with the D-League All-Stars.
You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be like G League level players or something.
Look, I believe that women's basketball has come a very long way over the past like 5 years.
And it's still a young league.
Like I think that the talent level that we see, maybe it's because they keep putting it in our face more often, but I think those girls have gotten really, really good at basketball.
There's some impressive players.
Some girls are nice, though.
I'm not hating
they really
on
are
them
nice.
at all.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't want to watch it and I don't care. And if you want to make people more interested, if you want to get more money into the sport, something like that might be a decent idea.
Yeah.
I mean, evolution is wild. We might get a LeBron female come out at some point going crazy.
You never know.
Be all in then, huh?
We'll be watching it. Yes, and then they'll shut the fuck up because we'll be watching.
Did you see that one player who came out with the article? I don't know if she wrote a book, but she was saying how uncomfortable she was in the WNBA during her time because she was a straight woman.
I do vaguely remember hearing that. I don't know.
She said it's like 95% gay, so like she was pretty much shamed, like the same shit that they do, or like the whole
like the opposite
premise
of the man's
right of the LBGT
You ain't gay?
community or whatever. Like that's what she was experiencing because she was straight, and she was like it was some of the worst experiences of her life.
There's always a minority somewhere.
That's right.
Minority in something.
I just felt like that was such a wild. Like she really should write a book on that if she doesn't already have one coming out.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Well, we filled in that last couple of minutes beautifully because I like this segment, but we are running out of time, so we're going to get out of here. But before we do, we did have breaking news right before the pod started that DMX is in like critical condition, vegetative condition or something for some sort of overdose. So we're hoping that we don't get bad news throughout the week. Hopefully X can pull through and we don't have to be talking about another death of a rapper.
Shout out to X, man.
But keep him in your prayers.
No doubt.
Prayers on RP Nip. Had Nip Day the other day, 31st.
Y'all doing samples? Y'all got samples?
Yeah, we're closing out YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Like we do every week when we pod.
Okay, all right. You didn't say that, though. You didn't say that part.
If you're watching the YouTube, we'll be back next week.
Yes,
we appreciate you. And if you're listening to the audio, we're going to get these samples for you.
Let's do it.
Peace.